So, welcome to the Biz Show. For today we have our guest. Our guest actually she's going to tell us where she goes. She goes to school here in the US. She's an athlete. She has won a lot of medals. So, she's going to tell us all of that. So, I'm going to take this chance to let you introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Joyce Kimeli. I'm a student athlete at Auburn University. I graduated last year in December with exercise science, and I'm enrolled right now with nursing school.
Okay, so normally we start this show by seeing whether you go to Auburn, it's a big school. So we're trying to see whether you're smarter than a fifth grader. So I'm going to ask you, what is the largest planet?
Well, like Earth.
Where?
No, no, it's not the Earth. It's Jupiter.
I was to
No,
say, but I was like, oh, that's okay.
no problem. I'll ask you more questions as we keep going on the show. So tell us more about your upbringing, where you're born and raised.
Well, I'm born in Kenya, Eldoret, county called Elgeyo Marakwet, Kaptarakwa, Ward,
Yeah.
Rogojo village. Yes,
Okay.
that's where I was raised since I was here. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I want to tell the guys who are watching the show. I actually interviewed a lady because it was actually Happy International Women's Day, like 2 days ago. So I decided let me bring a guest who is a lady. So, what high school did you go to?
Well, I went to St. Agatha Moko Girls. It's a Catholic school, so yes,
Yeah.
that's where I went.
So have you always known that you're gonna come to the US?
Well, that's a very good question. Yes, when I was informed, that's when I decided like I want to study in a abroad university.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear about Kenyan University. They were very, really good. I thought about just changing the environment. Yeah, that's where I decided like I should go to abroad to study for my, university studies. But I wasn't specific with which school, but I was just willing or I was just sure that I was going to a faraway university.
So what steps did you make so that you can make sure that you're going to get into college in America? What steps did you take? Like, did you have any contact with any coaches or anything like that?
Perfect. Since I was in St. Agatha Moko Girls, that was a center of athletics. So my school was the center of athletics in Elgeyo Marakwet County. I was one of the schools that they chose. So we used to run, and most of the stars used to come in, and we had some whites. We had some people from Liberty University. They came in. We had some people from Louisville. They came in, and we had so many visitors, and that's where I opened my mind, and I say, well, if we have these visitors, we have to use the opportunity. So I decided to work so hard because I heard about offering the scholarship, and I knew how sometimes home was so hard for parents to cover the fees. And I was like, well, this is a very good opportunity for me just to get good grades and, running well, good times. And I worked so hard. When I was in Form 3, that was 2014, before I joined my senior year high school, that's Form 4.
Yeah.
I got somebody from Auburn University. There was a coach from Auburn University. He said, if you are going to have good grades for your national exam, and because he knew my times, because he used to check in like how I was running, how my long runs were, and yeah. So I
you
did.
did. Oh, sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Continue. Carry on.
Yeah, so I did, and he promised me before I start my national exam. That was somewhere in November. So he gave me a promise, so I could see the promise, and I say I don't want to lose that opportunity, but I say I will work hard. So yeah, I passed my exams, and I knew that everything was gonna be good. So the thing was just doing my national exam. Then 3 days after it was released, he was the first person to ask which grade did you get, and I had passed all the exams, and everything else was really good. So I had to join for a school to do my SAT. I know
Yeah.
some people are doing different stuff, but I did my SAT because those were some of the requirements needed for my school.
Okay, so quick question. I know you mentioned about there was some foreign people in your school. So when you mean foreign, were they students, like exchange students, or were they actually coaches who are coming there to benchmark?
No, I think just people all over the world because that time. They came up with making my school to be center of athletes, so everyone else could come. People visitors from Nairobi, visitors from
No,
everywhere.
I mean like the visitors, were they coming there for school or what were they coming there to do?
No, they were just coming to see how like the program was going on because they
Okay,
knew like
okay, okay, got you, got you. And then you talked about, you have to pass well. Do you mind telling people what you got, the grade you made, so that if there's somebody in Kenya there who wants to know what they need to get, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, for you to join Urban University, you have to pass your KCSE. You have to have at least a B minor. So
Mhm.
having a B grade and above, that's a very good thing. And also passing your SAT. So you should score your SAT above 950 or 920. So those are some of the requirements that are needed. And you have to run fast. You have
Yeah,
to run fast.
you have to
Yes.
run fast. Okay, 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 okay. That's good. So, for somebody who is out there in Kenya who wants to be a college athlete and they don't know where to start. They just want to do it, but they don't know what's the stepping, and they don't go to the school you went to, so they probably in another county that is not known for running. So, what would be your advice for them?
Perfect. That's a very good question as well. So I would advise everyone just whatever school you are going, just make sure you get your good grades. Just get something B and above,
Mhm.
just to be sure, like not having a lot of troubles.
Yeah,
And it should not necessarily be the school that I joined. Any school is okay. You still have the opportunity. Once you are done and you score very good grades, Urban is not also the Urban is not only the only school you can, just focus to. There are so many schools with very good opportunities. They are very
yeah,
nice. I mean, once they are done, they can apply for different schools. They can even apply for Urban. Urban is a very nice school.
yeah.
I can say this as a testimony. Yeah.
How many schools did you apply to?
Well, I didn't apply for so many schools because Urban was my priority. Louisville came in. That was another one. And Liberty was a very good one because it was a Christian school and my
Yeah,
parents had just that one. But
yeah.
it delayed a little bit. I mean, because of one, two things that came in, maybe financially. So that delayed. But Urban was the first one. And
Okay.
Texas was the last one to I was about to sign it, but
What
I
school?
just
Which school in Texas?
uh,
Which school in Texas was it?
UTEP.
Oh, I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard about it. And so, how many of all those schools you applied to? How many of them accepted you?
All schools accepted me. I didn't even actually apply. They came for me.
Oh, hey. She didn't even apply. She wasn't even trying. Like they just wanted her in.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. That's good. That's good. So what was the feeling when when the coaches are coming and they want you to go to school, they're poaching you? How was the feeling? Like they really want you, not even trying to apply.
Well, yeah, the feeling was really good because everyone wanted me to go to their school because of good grades, running well, and I mean they were really feeling okay because as a coach, if you have a discipline, a hard working person, it should not be a lady, a man, or anybody. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what coaches need from athletes because if
Yeah.
you're well trained,
Mhm.
you have good grades, they cannot follow you up and down when it comes to class because you have to understand how you need to balance both class and running.
All right. Thank you for answering. I know you've actually touched on this, but would you like try to explain to somebody who doesn't know the application process? Would you kind of like try to explain to them in just a few words, like how the process was, like the steps you took? I know you said you took the SAT, so like I want you to tell them like if there was college application fees, did the school take care of that, or did you have to pay that out of pocket?
Exactly, yes. For me, I did everything, and my family were the great supporters. So, for you to clear the SAT, you have to pay the registration fee for your name to be entered for those people sitting for the exam in a certain period. Maybe you are March or you are September in that person. So you have to plan yourself on how to get all those fees, because once you start the process, everything is gonna go very fast. So you need to be fast as well when it comes to financial thing. Yeah.
Oh, so actually you paid for the application, so the school didn't pay for that.
No, there was nothing school paid for me. Everything came from my own pocket. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. So when you got accepted into the school, did you have to like do a separate application for, like, I mean, I know there's the NC, is it the NCAA? I'm not
Thank
sure.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's that, and how do you apply for the financial aid? Like, as an international student, how do you ensure like the school pays like the full tuition and board? How is that process after the acceptance?
Well, when the school sends you the high training, those are some of the things that you have to check in. You have to check for your tuition. You have to check for your, the little monitor you might be getting from your school. So you have to check all those things. If it's 100%, that's very good, because sometimes you might get like maybe 75%. So that means like that school pays for you. I mean, almost let's say three-quarter of the money for everything. So you have to gather the remaining. So to some schools, for example, like colleges, life is so hard. I want to say it is because it's not easy for international students, because you have to work. You
Yeah.
have to get yourself a job so that you'll be able to pay yourself maybe half of the fees, because they might be paying for you half of it. So you have to get the other half, and you have to make sure that you are getting for like food, shelter, clothing, all those kind of
Okay.
necessities.
All
So
right.
when I compare like students who are applying for college and those who are going straight to universities, life is different. For those who are going to universities, I prefer them. So the word that I can put here is for the upcoming, students who want to apply for schools in the United States,
Yeah.
please, I want to encourage them to get very good grades, because when you have a very good grade, that's a guarantee that you will get to a good university than even having a very low grade, because sometimes you might have a system or a C plus, which is so hard for you to be accepted in the university, So if you have a very good grade, you're running really good, you give yourself a guarantee that you're gonna have a very good school. And make sure you are checking some of the things school is offering you, because sometimes you might come and you might not get all those things. So make sure you keep in touch with your coaches. Communication is very good.
Okay. So is the scholarship actually coming from the school or from the NCAA?
It's from the school, because yeah, it's from the school.
It's from the school.
Yes.
Okay. I see that. So what determines what percentage you're gonna get? Like, who determines? Oh, I'm gonna get. Who determines that you're gonna get 100% scholarship, 75%? Is that the coach, or who determines?
While once you are cleared with the NCAA, I think it's the school, because like the compliance is the one who is determining, because coach is the one who is just taking the names to the compliance. Once they have the meeting, they say, oh hey, I have this kind of a person, they run this one, she had this grade. So the board members, they go through that and they just see if you qualify for that scholarship or not. That's when they decide, like, is this person going to get 100% scholarship or half of it? Because sometimes, or some schools, you find that some people are having half of it. So those are some of the things they check in. And also, like, being an international, it depends on the school where you are going. So another thing that I would add on that is, for those students they are trying to apply for schools here, they should try as much as they can to even ask somebody who is in that school, because you have to know exactly how the school is running, like how is academics, that's the priority first.
Yeah.
Academics comes first. They have to ask about sightings, ask about the majors, what do you want to pursue, and also even the climate changes, because you come from, when we say summer, some places are too hot, or even when it's winter, some places are very cold and
Yeah.
snowing. So you have to understand how the weather conditions looks like and how academics looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for touching on that area about the weather. And because I actually have another video, and I was like, I'm gonna put the link here. I have another video that I was telling people on things that they need to know before they come to the US. And he actually talked about the weather, because there are schools in the south, like Auburn is in Alabama. You're gonna find another school in Ohio, and the coach doesn't care. He wants you to run when it's cold. So those are some of the things you need. You need. And you mentioned another
Yeah.
thing, like I think it's easier for people if somebody is in Kenya. Would you like them to contact you if they feel like they're good? Could you be like a reference? Could you tell your coach, I have somebody who can run well?
Exactly. Yeah, I can do that because, I want them also to follow the same route. I want them to succeed. I want them to, fulfill or achieve the dream or the desires of their hearts. Yes, I would do that for sure.
All right, thank you very much. So what else? Let me see. What have I left anything? Okay. So what are some of the things that make you a top runner? When you come here, what is something that you want to advise somebody who is back home? So when they come here, you can come here making very good results, and then I mean, being an athlete, sometimes you're having a peak season, sometimes it goes down. So what makes you consistent?
Perfect. Well, first of all, you have to be disciplined. You
Yeah,
have to be disciplined in class, in academics, everywhere.
yeah,
Respect.
yeah,
You have to respect everybody. Beneath somebody is younger than you,
yeah.
someone is older than you have to respect.
Mm-hmm,
Self responsibility.
mm-hmm,
You have to be self responsible. When you are given, maybe your coach gives you like you have to run these minutes, you have to run these miles or these kilometers. You have to do that. You don't
yeah,
need to wait for him to be
mm-hmm,
there just to do the work, because sometimes ignorance is what
yeah,
makes us to fail.
yeah.
You have to be focused. Focus
Mm-hmm,
on what you want to achieve. You know, you have to be determined. When you are
yeah.
determined and you are working towards something, that's what makes you to achieve that dream or that goal that you've set before you. Also,
Okay.
you have to be a good communicator.
Mm-hmm,
You have to communicate to people in the right way.
okay.
We come from different places, and sometimes we find our communication is hard. Try as much as you can to communicate, because sometimes some people fail to talk
Yeah.
because they are shy. You have to be courageous.
Okay.
And what has made me to be successful, I think, is also being a God fearing person.
Yeah.
Prayer, because sometimes life is not easy. As a student athlete,
Mm-hmm,
I can testify this, that life is not easy because you have classes here, you have to go for your run, you have to have your personal study, and at the end of it, they all need the results. Your
yeah.
professors need the good results from the class,
Mm-hmm,
your coaches need performance from the track. So you have to plan yourself. Timekeeping is another thing that I want to emphasize. Keep time.
mm-hmm,
Keep time. Don't waste that single second and say I will replace it later. No,
yeah.
it can't work. So you have to keep time. Also, being patient. Sometimes, for example, when I got here as a freshman here, it was really hard for me to adapt or to adjust to the new environment. So
Yeah.
it takes time. When I came here, I thought I would run so fast,
Mm-hmm,
but I couldn't do that. I couldn't even make to nationals my first freshman year because I got injured, I got hurt. And remember adjusting the environment, adjusting where we ran, because
yeah.
here is a lot of tarmac. It's not rough road like home. Because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can even go to forest, you can even run, you can even do anything. But
Yeah.
here, I was trying as much as I can. But I was patient enough because I knew exactly what I wanted.
Mm-hmm,
And having, short and long term goals matters a lot.
mm-hmm,
Not the long term goals in academics and in running. I have a goal after 4 years. What do you want to be in the 4 years? What do you want to, which point or which point at your second year you want to be?
yeah.
So I have short and long term goals. In athletics, what do you want to achieve in the next 2 years?
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve in the next 4 years? Are you want to go beyond the college running? Do you want to do professional thing? So those are some of the things. And I want to say this. I know not everybody just want everything good for our friends or anybody, but ignore the negativity from people. Just the positive side of it, and that's how you succeed. Because when people see that you are succeeding, there must be negative things behind you. Don't listen to them. Just get another step and move on. Just pray and be strong. Yeah.
Yeah. How many times have you been to the nationals?
Well, repeat the question one more time.
How many times have you been to the nationals?
Well, I don't know, but I think many
Too many,
times.
too many. Yeah, too many to count.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's just I missed Indo this year because of one or two reasons. I wasn't feeling okay, and I'm not complaining. Being a champion, I'm
Yeah.
not complaining at all. But I'm glad because I'm healthy
Mm-hmm.
and I'm recovering right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm so happy. I'm excited for what is coming next. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. And have you ever mentored somebody who wants to come here for college as an international student, as an athlete? Have you ever mentored somebody?
Well, so many of them. I
Yeah.
can't even. It's not necessarily the international students. Even the students from this place, even from different schools, because I got so different calls, different messages. Hey, Joyce, how do you do? How do you do in your training? Because you are running so fast. How do you balance class? Because even it's not only the international students,
Yeah, for
but
me,
it's also it's diverse. Yeah.
no, the reason why I was asking about so the BIS show is mostly about empowering international students who want to come here. So that's why my question was actually tailored onto whether you've actually mentored, people from not just Kenya, can be Germany, can be another country, can be Uganda, can be Nigeria.
Yeah. Yeah. So many of them actually. There are so many.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be your advice for somebody who is aspiring to come to the US as a student athlete?
Well, I'm telling that person never give up. Never give up because sometimes challenges are very hard. There are so many trials, there are so many temptations on the way when you are about to succeed. Never give up. Focus and never listen to anything that's negative. As I said before, never listen to the negative side of it because that will discourage you. So, for those people who want to apply for schools here, the door is open. It's only you to work hard. It's only you to get those good grades. It's only you to be disciplined. It's only you to be patient, focused, and having faith that everything is gonna work right.
All
Yes.
right. I don't want to sound tribalist, but do you think you being Kalenjin automatically qualifies you to be because I'm Kikuyu. I don't know if the coach sees my name, are they gonna say hey, he can run? But being Kalenjin, does it automatically mean the coach is gonna see your name? And because I'm pretty sure the coaches now can tell by the names. Because I know they go to Kenya a lot to see the people who are running. Do you think that automatically makes you qualified, like pre-qualified?
No. That's not the way. No, everybody can run.
Yeah.
Everybody. Even if you can start from
Even me?
scratch and you can be a very yeah.
Even me? I'm saying, even for me, can I run too?
Exactly, you can do. Yeah, why not? You can start, it's all about patience, as I said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Running is all about progression. Even
Yeah.
the professional athletes,
Yeah.
some people like Opiri, some people like, Vivian Giria, those international, those professional athletes, they started from like Eliud Kipchoge. Those
Mm-hmm.
people, they started from nowhere and they were not even being recognized. Their names were even not known by the world. But now those people are the one they are shining. But I can say this, you can start from nowhere. You can start from nowhere. Maybe you didn't even run in high school, and once you are done in high school, you started like
Yeah.
running,
Mm-hmm.
progressing, being disciplined, because discipline is the main key.
Yeah.
Responsibility is the main key, because sometimes you get so tired and you don't even want to wake up in the morning because it's very cold. maybe you still need some sleep.
Yeah.
But those small things helps us, to get to where we want to be, and we blame ourselves. What's going on? It's because of very small things that
Yeah.
defines our success. Yeah,
I know you mentioned you're doing nursing. Are you doing a master's of nursing or a bachelor's?
I'm doing a bachelor's right now. Yes.
Oh, so you can do two bachelors?
Yeah, even you can do three. But
Oh, I
I
didn't
mean,
know. I didn't know about that part. Okay. So you're a very big inspiration to many people out there in Kenya. Would you like me to put your email here or your Instagram and they can DM you and ask you questions?
well, I think my Instagram page is the best one, and even on my YouTube channel, Kimeli Joyce or Joyce
Oh,
Kimeli,
actually,
they can see me in there.
yeah, I'm
Please,
gonna
they
put
have
your
to
link. I'm gonna put
subscribe.
the link so they go subscribe. Actually, yeah, that's gonna be the best thing. If you guys have any questions, you can go to her channel. You've heard she's a champion and
Yeah,
she's gonna guide you. You know, she's doing
yeah. I
good
mean,
things. She's a nurse. I mean, if she's a nurse and she's doing it, you can do it too. So let me ask you one question before, you told us you got very good grades and we know you get good grades, but we still have to test whether you're smarter than a fifth grader. So I'm gonna ask you a math question.
all
So how
right.
do you how do you how do you find the circumference of a circle?
By the
Yeah? Okay.
okay.
Yeah, she's smart. So what's the as we wind up, what's the future for you? Are we gonna see you in the Olympics?
Well, that's a very good plan for me. Yeah, I missed the Olympic last year. Not even because I missed it because I didn't do very well, but I did very well.
Uh-huh.
I did very well, but the thing is, that wasn't my right timing. Remember, course
Yeah,
timing is always perfect.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm positive about the next one. If
yeah.
I will carry it, maybe even if it's a third place in the three guys table, that will be good.
Mhm.
I don't know about the 1500 because last year I qualified for Olympic trials in the 1500 and the 3000 steeple. So I'm gonna stick with the same, and I want to work so hard. That's a very good thing that I have to focus because time is running so fast.
All right. So, what is one thing you want to tell anybody? I'm gonna say Kenya because we're Kenyans. So, what is one thing you want to tell that Kenyan out there? Because even, I mean, for me, I didn't know I was gonna come. I used to tell my friends I'm gonna come to the States, and I came here for an exchange program when I was in high school. So, and then I came back for college. So, but I'm from humble beginnings. So, what is one thing you would want to tell somebody out there who comes from humble beginnings? They don't know whether they can afford to pay the school fees in America. They are very naive in, like, they don't know the process. But give them one or two words of encouragement.
Well, for people who are just coming from humble background and they're stuck about financial stuff, I
Yeah.
mean, they can, they can even approach to some of the people maybe from their county, like my county, LK Marakwe. There are some government offices they can help.
Uh-huh.
So they can even go there. They can tell or explain their issues, and they can get help. Also, setting a fundraising is another way of getting support. For people like um for people like maybe they don't know how to start it, and they've started a process of maybe coming here and they don't have any finance, or they don't even know where the source, where they can get the money.
Yeah.
They can reach out to some people here in the States, but make sure you request somebody fast, because some people sometimes they might call anytime they want because they don't understand the time difference. So maybe you're sleeping
Yeah.
and your phone is just ringing. So yeah, you have to ask the person what good time is. What time is the best for them to catch up. And also, I would tell them to to never give up, even though like money sometimes is hard. Because to my case, I would even get a message from the embassy that I was supposed to be there in a week, and there were no money. but I had to go to these people. Maybe they're working, they are prominent, or they are, they are well known, they are famous. You have to approach them in a polite way.
Yes.
Just go there, tell them your story, and for somebody who is having a wholeheartedly, who is willing to help, those
Yeah.
people they will help. Because remember, if you help somebody, you will be successful, or you will get more. It says, blessed be the hand that gives than the hand that receives. So sometimes they can even reach to us if we have something small and we can do it. So long as it's not something about somebody asking about, oh, can I have credit? That is minor things. You don't have to ask. Something like school, that's something very important and very crucial. Yeah.
Have you ever thought of being a pastor? No, I'm kidding.
Well, not really, but I was chosen to be there of Bible study in school, so I could preach to my entire school. So I was good at that. Yes.
Oh, okay, sounds good. So there's a
Yeah.
question that I was supposed to ask you, but actually it's late, but it's gonna be the last question I ask you. So
Okay.
how is a visa approval rates for student athletes? Do student athletes get like a higher percent chance of approval at the embassy?
Well, one thing is all about the preparation. You have to prepare before you go to embassy. You have to be confident with the questions.
Yes.
Sometimes some questions might be tough, but you have to know how to handle them.
Yeah.
When they ask you a question, you don't have to be shy. You have to answer it. Be curious or be confident about your answer. And they approve visas. They don't deny. It depends on the mode of dressing. You cannot dress anyhowly and go to the U.S. embassy for visa. You have to dress officially. You have to look smart. That's what I can say. You have to
So
look
for your
smart
I-20,
upstairs
sorry.
and dress well.
So for your I-20, did it say that the school is sponsoring you? Because for me, because I was self-sponsoring myself, because I got a partial scholarship, I had to carry some bank statements. So for you, how was it? How did you prove financial ability? Did you show like the school is paying everything?
Perfect. That's a good question as well. Yes, I had my own bank statement. That's what embassy needs from us before we came here. Even though you have your own I-20 that shows the school is going to pay certain fees or that fee structure, you
Yeah.
have to have bank statement,
Mhm.
which is really hard nowadays for international students, because sometimes you might go to embassy and they need a bank statement with a balance of 3.5, which is a very hard thing to students, because parents are so worried where to get the money. There's nowhere to get all those money. So I mean, the leaders, I would encourage the leaders to please see the families. Not every student or every international student is coming from rich family. They have to balance, because if you talk about 3.5, who is going where are we going to get the money? Maybe somebody tried, maybe some struggle so hard they sold everything in the family.
Yeah.
So they have to consider that, because that's what it prevents some people from getting approved visas, and even losing the chance or the opportunity. Because if you talk about a million,
Yeah.
someone is like, oh, let me use this million to do my own business, and that person wanted to expound their academics
Yeah.
to the next level, and we could be having very good leaders, we could be having very good doctors, we could be
Yeah.
having good pilots, all sorts of people in the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would encourage that, or I would emphasize that one. Like, let not the I mean, like, charging more of bank statement, because it's so hard. Maybe for example, my parent is not a banker, and somebody else is a banker. So you see the two difference of parents. So maybe I'm from that humble background, so I might not be able to afford that one. So yeah,
All right. All
it's
right. So all right, sounds good. So I'm gonna wind up by asking you one simple question. Do you like sneakers or heels?
oh my goodness. No, I don't like heels as an athlete. No,
Oh no.
personally, I don't like it, because when I walk with the heels, maybe let's say more than 10 minutes or 20 minutes,
Yeah.
tomorrow I cannot even walk properly because I'm very so you know, no, it's not good. But I mean, maybe just when you are having something like maybe a meeting or a special occasion, you have to dress properly. But just something which is good. You don't need to harm yourself. But I can say at least it's so rare for you to find at least wearing heels. I mean, flat shoes is really nice because it relaxes your muscles. Yeah.
All right. One last thing you want to tell people, and don't say a lot of things. I'm limiting you because of time. Please say the last thing to encourage somebody out there. It doesn't have to be an athlete, anybody. Just encourage them.
Well, the last word I could say is never give up. Work hard, have short and long term goals, be yourself,
Yeah.
be passionate about whatever you are doing. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much for coming to the Biz Show, and tell the people in your channel they need to subscribe and come here because we are giving them all the information they need to hear. And thank you again for coming to the show and for giving people the wonderful message. Not many people are going to utilize what I say, what you said, and you gave out very valuable information. And for those people, I mean, because people are always in my DM asking me, "Hey, I want to come to America. Hey, I want to come to America. I want to be an athlete. I want to do this. I want scholarship." So I told them, it's gonna be in the channel. So they need to come here and subscribe, and have a good evening. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.